would you describe Stefan's leadership style?
He just brings a lot of energy, a lot of confidence, instills it in a lot of guys. He just gives you the confidence to go out there and play free and know he's behind you and he's going to give it everything he's got. So I think that's big from him.
Josh that question yesterday, and he gave a pretty impassioned answer, and as part of it said that he feels like he's a little bit frustrated that he feels that Stefan is pretty misunderstood. Do you see that?
Yeah, people definitely misunderstand him. A lot of people call him a diva receiver or something, but he's just passionate in the game. He puts a lot of work into it. He sacrifices a lot, and he wants to win. He's the ultimate competitor, and a lot of guys express it a lot of different ways. And the way he expresses it, you may not agree with, but again, as teammates, we know who he is. We know where it comes from. We know it comes from a place of love, and we also know that again, he's a competitor and wants to win. I feel like the way Steph is and the way I am is very similar. We just handle things differently. It's as simple as that. So, I don't see anything that is negative of what he does.
You've been with him a long time now. Is there anything he does on the field that stands out or even surprises you at this point? I mean, his production has been really consistent for a long time here at a high level.
Yeah. I feel like that's what he prides himself on, is being consistent, and that's the type of energy he can bring to the team by being able to make the plays that he makes and put himself in the best position to be successful. Being able to go out there and watch him do what he does at a high level consistently is something that I look and want in my game when it comes to me, where I'm the one getting 13 targets, 14, and do what he does with it. I mean, it's definitely someone I look up to and definitely want to get to his level.
I think you and Steph are two of four receivers in the NFL with at least 4 touchdowns. What is it about this offense that has allowed you both to succeed as teammates?
Yeah, I feel like we've just been playing with each other for a long time, so just really comfortable with each other. Just me, 14, and 17. I feel like we just know where we're going to be at. There's certain strengths that we have. We know all of our strengths, and I know some plays when he may be getting doubled or something. Maybe they may be favoring his side. I know where I can come into effect and really make a play. So just having the reps of being together for such a long time, I feel like is what makes it different.
Mitch was up here earlier, and he used the phrase sense of urgency, talking in particular about the beginning of the game this past week. How do you go about making sure that you have that right from the beginning next week and going forward?
I mean, you just have to go out there with energy. I feel like whoever's out there first has to set the tone for the sideline, but also for the sideline as well. We got to bring energy for our guys who are out there on the field. So if the defense is out there, we got to be up active and ready to go, vice versa. So having a sincerity when it comes to breaking out of the huddle, making your blocks, doing the right things during the play, and obviously just playing the ball we know how to play.
Is that easier to do on a primetime game? Or does it come more naturally for like a Sunday night football game?
I mean, I feel like it's no different on what time it is or if it's prime or not. You know what I mean? It's just a football game to us. It doesn't matter what time or where we're at. We come in with that same mindset. Effort, energy, and execution is our thing. So just try to come out there with the 3 E's.
When you try to look back on a game where maybe it isn't there, like this past one, can you point to one specific reason as to why it maybe isn't there? Or is it, can it be a multitude of different reasons?
No, I mean, I feel like where it starts at is, you can say it's us having energy, but, where does energy come from? It comes from execution. It comes from watching guys, make plays and do what they're supposed to do at a high level, right? And then you get more comfortable and you start getting excited for what's going on out on the field. So, I don't know. I just think it's just football. I feel like some days you're going to freaking be hitting on all cylinders and some days you won't. Some teams are more consistent than others on hitting on all cylinders and being on the same page and doing the right stuff. I feel like that's what separates teams, is that everyone's good in the NFL. It's just who can play their best ball consistently, and I feel like that's the biggest thing when it comes to the NFL.
Since you've come into the league, every stage, like depending on what your role was with the offense, you've always found a way to make plays given your opportunity. So like with Dalton and Hardy and Sherfield coming in, trying to fit into this offense, what do you tell them as a captain in terms of like how to kind of stay with it when maybe things aren't going as quickly as you might like?
I just try to tell them to stay positive. There'll be a time where there'll be times where they need us, and there's times where there's times where you may not get the most opportunity. I've been in those positions, but you got to take advantage of the opportunity that you get, and I feel like I've done that. There are times where it's been a lot of times where I got minimal, but when I have gotten the opportunities that I have, I was able to make big plays out of it. So really, you just have to sit back, be patient, and again, just always be ready.
A lot of the guys have cited execution as the reason for kind of a slow start last week. When you go back and watch the film, do you at all get encouraged that you were just like this close to cracking through?
I mean, yeah, there's always good stuff on the tape, no matter if you win or lose. There's those sparks of good things that are going on, but it's like, how can we, again, stay consistently in those good spots, doing what we're supposed to do, and keeping it simple. I feel like that's the biggest thing. I feel like sometimes we can get too complex. And I'm saying just, with anything or any team, some people can get too complex and things can get a little, but if you just keep it simple, play your ball, and do it at a high level, I mean, it should play out for itself.
You've been able to do that a little bit more when you guys maybe go a little bit more up-tempo when things come more naturally to you?
Yeah, I feel like, up-tempo is one of our strengths. I feel like that's one of the ways that we can get in a rhythm. So, I mean, we were doing that. We did that kind of in the middle and towards the end a little bit and kind of got in this rhythm. But we can do it both ways. I mean, whether it's up-tempo or whether if it's getting in the huddle and calling just the right plays and executing it at a high level, I feel like we should be able to do both, and we can do both.
Going up against this defense that's seen so many injuries for the Bills specifically,
Yeah.
I mean, like during practice, how have you seen those guys kind of respond as, like, from your vantage point of someone who goes against them every day?
Yeah, I mean, it's just the next man up. Looks like guys are flying around, knowing what they're supposed to do, and that's this league. Guys get hurt every single week, and you always have to be prepared and be ready. It's a long season. We're going on week 6, and three of our starters are out. So anything can happen, and guys just have to be prepared each and every day.